Hello everybody. Welcome to the first of 4 videos I'm going to do exploring my naval experience, specifically the bases I was stationed on. Now, as you can see, we have a road before us, and there seems to be some buildings. So I'll clarify quite quickly. This, right here, where you can see my mouse going around, hooray, is the first site you really get to see of the base, the Naval Recruit Training Command. Um, This is where all Navy enlisted personnel go for their boot camp training. There used to be multiple training commands for the Navy. I believe there was one down in Florida, one in San Diego, over in California, and then there's this one. I think there was 3 originally, and now they've all been closed, and this is the only one remaining. But as you can see, it's quite nice. It looks quite nice. Now I'm going to clarify something really quick because this is important. I was here in the dead of winter, so my mind remembers this place being covered in snow. Everything was white. And it looks very different when it's covered in snow. Completely different. So if I get a little confused while doing this, I apologize. Just remember, it looked different to me when I was here. So I might be a little turned around occasionally. I fully admit that, and I apologize in advance. However, let us begin. Now, starting off with, as I said, here's the gate. You come up through here. When you first get here, we got here like at, I want to say it was, God, jeez, I don't even remember. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning that we arrived. We drove up through here, around here, and we ended up right here in front of this building. We all piled out, and I like to ski. I'm a skier. I enjoy skiing. I haven't done it in a while, but I do enjoy it. We got here, and out of the bus we were in, and oh my Christ, I thought I knew what cold was. I was wrong. I did not know what cold was. It was so freaking cold. My lungs stopped working for a half second. I just do. I couldn't breathe. I had to adjust. It was very, very unpleasant. But then we get bustled inside, and all kinds of fun ensues. We get first little bit of being yelled at by everybody. We get one phone call home. It was one 4 minute phone call. You waited in line for 10, 15 minutes, depending on how many people were ahead of you, and then you got one little phone call home saying, "Hey, mom or dad or aunt and uncle, whoever the hell you're calling, I'm alive. I'm here. You're not going to hear again from me for 2 weeks." And yeah, but you spend the entire night running around this complex here. This entire little complex. Your first, 36 hours or so you're running around in here. And it's fun. You have to go pee in a cup. You're getting issued your first uniform items. You pack all your personal belongings in a box, which then gets mailed home to your family. When my dad got the box full of my belongings, he had this brief heart attack, thinking I was dead. Even though I had warned him that this box of stuff was coming. He thought I was dead. Poor guy. But yeah, it's a fun first night. You're up between between 24 to 36 hours that first night, depending on how long everything takes, and then you get stuffed into the barracks buildings, which, if I remember correctly, I believe the barracks buildings are over here. These are the barracks buildings. These ones here. And you stay here for the first week or two, depending on how long you're there for. You stay here for about the first week or two, and do nothing. Essentially, you're just you're waiting. You're waiting for another division to graduate, and you hang around here in this barracks building, eating chow and everything else. And then the magical night arrives. The magical night comes where you get your station, and you get your final not drill masters, but we call them RDCs, recruit division, or is it RDCs? Yes, it is RDCs. Um, I want to say it's recruit division commanders. I don't. It's been so long. It's been. I mean, hell, it's been almost 7 years since I was there, so I apologize. But they're called RDCs, and you get to meet them and everything. And when you finally get them in your final assignment, you leg it. Now, for me, we got all our stuff, all our sea bags and everything, and we marched off. And you march off out here, coming down here this way, we past this track. This track here, by the way, was covered in snow on a daily basis. And normally people use this track to run on, but when it's covered in snow, they don't. However, there is one exception to that. Special operations guys. I'm talking SEALs, EOD, SWIC, air crew, all the special ops guys, they use this track every day. They have to go out, they come out here and they have to dig this thing up, and then they have to run around it in the middle of the freaking winter. Like 2, 3 feet of snow sometimes, some more in some cases, and you're digging out this track, and you are running this track in sometimes sub-zero temperatures. It is fun, but you go through here, down here, and this is a tunnel that goes under the road here, and we go under there. Fun fact about this tunnel: when it snowed really badly, it did completely covered up. At which point, you could no longer use the tunnel to get between the this part of the base and this part of the base. So you would have to go across the road instead, and you have to stop traffic and everything. Blah blah blah. If I remember correctly, I think so there's lights here and everything that stop traffic. Blah blah blah. This isn't that bad, but this tunnel, we were going through here one time, and it was completely frozen solid. Just I'm talking about frozen over with ice. And oh my, we were marching down there, and you have to collapse when you go in here. Normally we're marching, I want to say like between 7 to 10 abreast, depending on how big the division is. But through this tunnel, obviously it doesn't work. We collapse, I want to say it's to 4 abreast. Which is a fun experience. And you go marching through here. And one time we're going down here, and it's frozen solid, like I said. And we just hear someone yell, "Make a hole!" And we all flatten ourselves against the side of the walls, and one of our poor, unfortunate friends, who had slipped and fallen, goes sliding down the tunnel through the other side and lands up here. He lands over here in the snow. It was pretty hilarious. He had enough inertia. It was so frozen, and he had enough inertia that he got spat out the other side of the tunnel and landed in the snow over there. It was pretty hysterical. Here's the main gate, right here. A spoiler: when I graduated, after I graduated from boot camp here, I actually met my family over here for the first time after I got out of boot camp. I came around here, walked out there, and pop, and my family picked me up over there, and off we went. They had a hotel room somewhere over here, I think. I don't know exactly where it was, but somewhere over here. By the way, over here, down this way, if this looks like more military facility, you're correct. This is, in fact, more military facility. This is where the A schools are for various rates, etc. My A school was not here, so I did not stay here. But other people who had their training here, they came over here. They came from this base over here, and they got bussed over to this base over here, and they went right back to training. Now, this entire base over here, as you can see, it's pretty massive. Here's the main gate. And more and more and more of it. And a lot of the Navy's different rates they have, different jobs, are over here at this base instead of elsewhere in the country. One of the jobs I eventually had was here, but I did not have to go to the A school, so I didn't attend this area. Back over here to Recruit Training Command. Hurrah! Back here. Let's follow me and my division as we march south. Come on, load, damn you. But, so you march out of here, come over here, and you keep going. If you look over here, by the way, you can see there's an F-14 Tomcat, and that's a submarine conning tower right there. This is an alternate gate. I don't remember who uses this gate, but it's not for recruits and family. This is a different gate. This right here is Heaven. This is Ricky Heaven. They have an arcade in here, a pizza parlor, all kinds of fun stuff. And if you're lucky, if you behave yourself, if you're a good little boy and girl, you get to go here more often. I only got to go here twice. Once for photos for my division, and once because we were just rewarded. There's also, I think it's this building here, this one right here. This is the Navy Exchange for the recruits, where you buy your shaving gear, your hygienics, anything you might need, personal-wise. This is where you take the pictures, this building right here. And when we took the pictures, we took the pictures just prior to a blizzard. So when we were marching back, we were all bundled up in our dress blues, which are basically black uniforms. It looked like March of the fucking Penguins. There's, almost 200 of us shuffling along in the snow together as our RDC is driving along this road next to us, laughing at us. And he was like, "This is the one time you motherfuckers get to say, 'Fuck you, Chief,' so use it!" And a lot of us were just like, "Fuck you, Chief!" Because he's in his SUV, nice and warm, and we're marching through a fucking blizzard. Oh my god. But yeah, so you keep going. This is the chapel. I actually did attend services here at the chapel, believe it or not. I attended a Islamic study course here 3 times total. And I was interested. I was curious. I wasn't trying to convert, but I didn't know a whole lot about Islam. So I attended the course here. And I was curious. So I went a few times, and I got to meet the imam and everything. The chaplain was an imam. And my third time, I stopped going because up until that third night that I went, it was all about peace and love and accepting others, da da da. And the third time was like, so yes, all these people, they are allowed to believe as they will. However, they're all going to burn in eternal damnation because they don't believe in Allah. And it was like, okay, you lost my interest. You made this sound like it was actually interesting, and then yeah, that third night was literally all about fire and brimstone and burning and killing infidels and etc. 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 And I just lost all interest. I was like, thank you, but I'm not sold on this. This sounds just as bad as any other religion. I'm leaving now. This building here, the Great Lakes Naval Station building, has a very special meaning, which I will explain in a little bit. But we'll come back to that one. Don't ask me. Actually, yes, this building. Yeah, I hate this building. This is our live fire and simulated fire training range. It's very fun, and oh my god, I have a story for here. This is the one and only time I fell asleep in boot camp. We were doing our firearms safety course, and I fell asleep. And I didn't even fall asleep. Really, I closed my eyes for a second and then opened them again, and we were on the exact same slide. Nothing had changed, and the trainer was pointing at me, telling me to get the fuck out. It was very uncomfortable, very unpleasant. Oh my. And I missed my. I almost missed my graduation time because I missed the training for this. I had to make that up later. Over here, this building right here, this weird looking building, that is dental. I spent a lot of time there getting my tooth repaired. I had a chipped tooth when I first joined the military, and they had to put a new tooth in and everything. So I actually have a fake tooth, or not a fake tooth, but a partially fake tooth. They had to grind it down and put a cap on it and seal it up, etc. Ironically, despite everyone always bitching about the military's quality of work, the reason I had that chipped tooth still was because every single time my civilian dentist capped that tooth, it would fall off after a month or two, and I'd have raw tooth. So after the third time that happened, I refused to get another cap because it just kept falling off. Um, so I had this chipped, exposed tooth, which it healed. I couldn't feel it. It didn't hurt or anything. I could still use it. I still chewed with it and everything. Nothing was wrong with it. But when I joined the Navy, they said I had to get that fixed. So I spent several days here in dental, off and on, getting that fixed over here. And that the cap they put on it, I still have that cap. It's still there. It still works. It's fine. So fuck you, civilian world, for not having good dental. This big building here, I know it says Navy Recruit Store. Maybe that's changed. Maybe this is the Navy Exchange Store now. But when I was here, this was the gym. This is our gym. It's a 3-story tall building, and it's massive. It might not look that big, perhaps, but it is huge inside. Absolutely massive. Um, this right here, the USS Tranquility, is the hospital. I never went here, never had to. I went to the medical facility, which is actually, I missed that part. Medical facility, back up here. This is the Red Rover. This is it here. Red Rover Medical Facility. This is where all our happy thoughts go to. Oh God, it's very unpleasant actually. More on that later. Um, yeah, fun times. But yeah, so I never went to the USS Tranquility. Did go to the Red Rover Medical Facility, and of course spent a lot of time in dental. This place, we were here at least, I want to say 4 times a week. We were here in the gym, provided we weren't snowed in, which did happen. And these are some of the the barracks where the recruits live while they're staying here. These aren't. I don't believe these are mine. Actually, no, this one is mine. Here we go. Found it. There it is. All right. So back here is the end of the base. That's all there is. This is the drill hall where we practice marching and everything. And it was a lot of fun. Our chief was obsessed with marching. It was his thing. So we would come out. We'd come out of this door down here. My home, as it were, was up here. This back portion here. I was right back. I was right here. I think this was right here. That was my window. That's my window right there. And we would come out here and down this way, and here we are. Now, each of these barracks buildings is named something. This is the Grace Hopper, which is a destroyer, and she was a Navy Rear Admiral. Over here is the Arleigh Burke, and don't ask me what all these other ones are. I don't know. I don't remember. Now, the reason I got confused there is because there's another part of the base over here, as you see. Right here, this whole section of base here. I missed the turnoff. The turnoff for that is actually right here. I completely missed that. We go straight. Everyone else goes over here. Fun fact: at the end of graduation, right here, this building, we actually had a big pizza party here with an admiral and a few other high-ranking officers, and it was terrifying because we're all little recruits. The highest ranking among us is a seaman at best, and we're dining with officers. And we're just like, please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me, as we tried to enjoy our pizza party. But yeah, so here's my space right here. I have a friend named Brandon Rizzo, who I still am very good friends with, who graduated with me. He was in my brother division, and he was across the hall. And now every day, just to give you an idea, we'd come down here and we'd march through all the halls that are in here and come over here to this area, and we'd have whatever meal it was, breakfast, lunch, dinner, etc. And it was quite nice. But right here, you can. This is our quarterdeck right here. This section here. This is the Arleigh Burke's quarterdeck over here. And you weren't allowed to go in on this side. So if you came from dental down here, you had to come out here, walk this length, blah 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 blah. And by the way, this road right here, never got snowplowed ever, never. So if you were at dental and it was snowing, you had to trudge through the snow, and then it would just knock it. It would this whole stretch right here, down the whole way to here, did not get snowplowed. So you were just trudging through the snow. Then you came down here, and you couldn't go in through here. Even if it was a fucking blizzard, you were not allowed in through this portion. You had to go the whole way around. You couldn't go in through this door here, whole way around here, whole way up here, and then through here to get into the Grace Hopper. The only time you came out this door here was during fire drills or actual fires, or when you were mustering. We'd file out, go down the stairs, and out here, and we would be right here on this side. Brother Div would be over here on this side. We'd form up, we'd form our ranks, and then march off this way, wherever the hell we were going. As I said, this is our drill station. I think this is the Atlantic Fleet Hall. I want to say there's two drill halls in the base. So one's the Atlantic, one's the Pacific. I want to say this one's the Atlantic. This is the Atlantic drill hall. And we spent hours here, literally hours. Our chief and we loved it. Actually, it was honestly fun because it got us out of the building. It let us move around, etc. Because you don't get to move around much when you're in recruit training command. You're sitting around a lot. But if we wanted to go anywhere at all as a division, as I said, we mustered right here. We marched down here. All the way down here, and we have classes almost every day. And every day we'd march off, and if we were lucky, the classes would be over here in this section. The classes would be, over here in this part of the building. Just, somewhere in this area of the building. We'd get to go to classes over here. And we wouldn't have to go anywhere. If we were unlucky and the classes were far away, we'd have to go down here. Which meant, our fire training, we'd have to do, not fire training, our firearms training was all over here. Our, where is the rest of it? Come on. Like I said, our photo shoots were all here. If we want, a lot of times, we had to come over here for medical. This is medical right here, where we had to do a lot of stuff. Fun fact about medical, by the way. Oh, by the way, you see how this is? You'd think you could just march down here, come over here, and up here, right? Or right here, maybe. No. You march through here, this way, up here, past where everyone first comes in and everything else, up through this building. Oh, I think I messed that up, by the way. I did. I definitely messed that up. I am so sorry. I just realized I screwed that up. These are the barracks that you first arrive in. This isn't the building you first arrive in. I lied. This is not the building you first arrive in. This right here, this is the building you first arrive in. This is where you spend that first night. This is where you spend that entire first night, right here. But you march up here. You either do one of two things. Either you fall out here or you fall out here. We always fall out here. We'd form up here, fall out, and then we'd file, single file this way down here into medical and do our thing. Or we'd come over here and go to training in one of these buildings. Or we'd go back here. And this area back here, this is hell. This building here is hell on earth. I don't care if you're afraid of needles. I don't care if you're afraid of heights. I don't care if you're afraid of anything else. This fucking sucks. This is uniform issue, this back area here. And it balls. You got a bunch of old, crotchety men who are pissed off at the world, hate every single one of the recruits, and they're issuing you your uniforms and treating you like assholes. It is miserable. I had to go there so many freaking times, and I hated every moment of it. It was absolute hell. You're on your feet. These people are bitching at you to put your uniform on. It sucked. I would happily deal with everything else in boot camp if I didn't have to deal with that again. Now, fun fact, if you don't have to muster here, you're doing it up here. You go here, march around, back here. And back here, is all your fun stuff. If I remember correctly, this should be the gas chamber. Uh, I believe this one is the pool. I think where we do our little jumping. This should be the fire trainer. So all our fun stuff, all our hazard training, if you will, is back here. The gas chamber, the I think that's the gas chamber. I could be wrong. One of the again, it's been so long and it looks so different without the snow that it's hard for me to tell you what everything is. But back in this area is our gas chamber, our fire training, our pool, and you go back here. And if you cannot swim, by the way, if you cannot swim, you have to come back here. I can swim, I pass, no problem. However, we had a swim team of 7 people, 6 black guys and 1 ginger. So go figure. We dubbed the ginger the captain of the swim team because he didn't look like any of the other guys. But imagine that. It's, anywhere between, if you're lucky, it's 40 degrees out. If you're unlucky, it's -20 or below. And you have to march, from here, or not from here, but to here, from the whole way down over here. All the freaking way back here at the back end of the freaking base. And you don't get to go out here because you're a single. So you have to come out. You have to go through. You have to go from here, the whole way out here, the whole way out here, muster out here, and then march off in a little division of 7 guys the whole way across the dang base. It's nuts, and it's snowing, and you're alone. Your recruit training commanders do not come with you. Not RTCs, RDCs. But yeah, your recruit division commanders do not come with you when you do that. You're on your own. It's however many guys don't know how to swim have to come back here every single time and do their swim stuff back here. I can't imagine. It must suck. And I'm pretty sure this is the fire trainer and that's the swimming pool. But I could be again. Don't quote me on that. It's been so damn long. It's one of those buildings. Now, again, I spent 10 weeks here total. Boot camp is about that long. And more, this is that building I mentioned before, more on that building. But after you survive everything in the gym, all the dental, all the shooting, everything else, you don't go to the USS Tranquility because you don't get hurt, you don't get in trouble and get set back. After you've accomplished everything else, graduation day finally arrives. And you muster out here in your dress uniform. For us, it was dress blues. And you march off down this road here. It's the only time they ever fucking plow it is for graduation. They plow it for graduation. You march off down here, down to this area, keep going. And before you graduate, by the way, that last week of graduation, you stop here. The last week before graduation, you stop here. And you're up for about 36 hours. You're up from 6 in the morning one day, or not 36 hours, I guess. It's more like, no, it is 36. You are, up for 36 hours. You're up from 6 in the morning one day till 10 o'clock at night the next day. Math, I'm not good at it. What can I say? But you go into this building here, this portion right here specifically, and this is a training facility, believe it or not. It's a simulated. It's a half a destroyer. It's a half destroyer. It's back here, and it is fun. It's called battle stations, and everyone cries. Almost everyone I knew cried when after you complete that. You spend all this time on this old ship. Not old ship. It's not an old ship. I'm not saying old ship. The simulated ship, which is apparently this ship is built by Disney. And it does everything. It goes up and down, it kicks, it bucks, it shakes, it rattles and rolls, it explodes, everything. And you've got to go through all kinds of training scenarios. Flooding, fire, medical evacuation, loading stores, getting the ship underway. All this stuff is all back here. It's all kinds of fun. And you do that. Once you've done that, you've unofficially graduated at that point. You turn in your recruit ball cap. You're given a Navy ball cap. It's very emotional. But then, as I said, once graduation's ready, you come marching back. Let's resume our course down this way, past all this, Oh no, here it is. I stopped. Here, we're right here. See this? Right here. This is the door we come in through. And remember all that training we did all the way back here? How I told you there's all that drill instruction we did all the damn time, constantly, incessantly, that we enjoyed back here? Well, you're no longer in Atlantic Fleet Hall, ladies and gentlemen. You are going all the way to Pacific Fleet Hall, and this is the ceremony where you graduate. It's Ceremonial Drill Hall. I want to say, again, I think this is Pacific, the other one's Atlantic. And you come in through here, and for us, it was dead. dead freaking silent when we were out here. You couldn't hear anything. No birds, no nothing. Just our breath, our heartbeats, and our RDCs yelling at us. And we're standing out there in the cold. There's 3 feet of snow, and we're just like, oh God, what are we doing? Why are we out here? We go in that, and then we hear the call, coats off! And we all take our coats off, so we're even colder than we were, and hand them off to people, and they get taken away by some sailors. And then you hear, what? March! And 1,000 people, roughly 1,000 people, just start stepping in time. You're stepping in. You're stepping in place. Oh, it's not. It's not. Sorry, the command is not forward march. I lied. I completely lied. It's mark time. Mark time. March, and that's to establish a rhythm, so everyone gets into step, and it's left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and everyone that. And then once the rhythm's been established, you hear forward march, and the first division comes up here, makes this right turn, and these doors open up. I was one of the first divisions because my division was in the was if you're on the far right of the drill hall, which I was on the far right of this drill hall, then you're one of the first ones to go in. So mine was like, I think I was one of the last 3 or 4 in line here, so I was one of the first to go in and make this big loop through here. But you come through here, and you see the doors opening up. The doors roll up over your head, and you can't hear anything. You're outside. But the moment you pass through those doors, you just hear boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba 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 bum, ba bum, bum, ba bum, bum, and it's deafening. There's this massive. They have a band playing the drums, and all the families are sitting in the stadiums along the backside here, cheering and screaming and shouting. And you come up here, make a half turn, and start marching along the stadiums as everyone's cheering and trying to find you. Your family's trying to figure out which rank you're in. If you're smart, you've told your family where in your division you stand, so they know where to look in each division. You tell them, I am this division number. I was 079, and you tell them I'm in this position. I was the back right position. I was 1 in and 3 forward, back right section of my division. And you come in through here, march past all the screaming families. Right here in the middle, all the officers, the base commander, the admirals, everyone else is right here. And as you pass this, your Arpok, who is the recruit who's in charge of your division. He has a saber or a cutlass. I don't know if I think it's a saber. It's a saber he has, not a cutlass. He swings his cutlass down and shouts out, "Eyes right!" And everyone rotates their head to the right, and he has his saber out. You're all marching in unison, looking at the officers, paying them respect. And you go forward, and you just yell, "Eyes front!" And eyes are front. You go around up here, make a big loop, come around, and for us, we stopped like right here. Right up here is where we stopped. We're facing forwards, and we go through the whole ceremony, which takes like 40-some minutes at least. And the entire time you're doing this, you're looking for your family. You're wondering, where are they seated in this vast sea of people? And I found my grandmother. My little 4'9" grandmother was right back here. I found her. I was shocked. She wasn't supposed to be there. She wasn't feeling well. My stepmother was supposed to come, but my stepmother ended up having a plane flight because she was a pilot, and gave her ticket to my grandmother. My grandmother decided, to hell with this. I don't care if I have a cold. I don't care if I'm using a cane to get around suddenly. I am going to see my grandson graduate. And so she came, and she was there, and I saw her curly white hair, and then I found my dad, my sister. I found my sister because she had a camera pointed right at my face. It was pointed right at me. I'm like, oh, there they are. I can't wave, because if I wave, I'm in deep shit, but I can see them. They're right there. Cool, I know where they are. And fun fact, we had a guy in our division named Kaimak who had the best boots ever. He could polish his boots to look like glass. They looked like polished obsidian. It was amazing. His dad was there in the stands with my family. And you could hear him the entire damn time over everyone else. He's sitting there yelling, Kaimak! Or not Kaimak, whatever his guy's... He didn't yell Kaimak. He yelled whatever the hell the guy's first name was. I can't remember what Kaimak's first name is, but he's yelling Kaimak's first name. We're all like, who the fuck is that guy? Tell him to shut up! Oh my god! We're trying to graduate here. You finally graduate. It's all over. My family came down the steps. I came to them, and we're all in tears and crying. We get our coats, and, I got to spend 3 days with my family. That Friday evening, the entirety of Saturday, most of Sunday, and then I had to come back and stand watch that Sunday night. And then on Monday morning at 2 a.m., I caught another bus. Myself and everyone else who was going to Submarine Base New London. We all formed up back here, right here in this little area here. The bus drove up over here. We got on it. And this is the end, folks. This is almost the end of this video. We drove down here, out this way, behind everything. It was the last bit of recruit training command I ever saw. We came down here, got out here, and out this gate we went. Never more to be seen. And that was the end of that. Now this, right here, fun fact, over here. This is the train station. And the first purchase I made after boot camp. There were two things I bought the very first out of boot camp. The first was a scarf, because the scarves they give you in the Navy suck. This little train station sells the most amazing little scarves that are just absolutely adorable. I got it, immediately threw my old scarf in the trash, wrote my name on this one, wrapped it around. I still have it. It's in my luggage. I love that scarf. And the second thing I bought, oops, I'm screwing up. Didn't mean to do that. Wasn't trying to adjust the ratio of the screen there, but I guess I didn't realize that was down there. Oopsies. So back to that. But the other thing I bought was you catch a bus over here, and out the base you go, off and away, and you go to a place called the Crystal Mall, which I don't know where the hell it is, honestly. I would show you on the map, but it's a bit of ways. And I went to that mall, and myself and a whole bunch of other buddies, we went to a little Asian massage parlor and got massages. After 10 weeks of boot camp, we needed it. That was the most amazing massage I've ever had. Nothing will ever compare. But as I said, that bus took us out this gate here, out on the main road, and we took off. And that's where the next video is going to pick up. The next video, we're going to be exploring Naval Submarine Base New London, where I spent almost a full 4 years out of my 6 years in the Navy. I spent in Naval Sub Base New London, so there's a lot of fun to be had there. A lot more stories, I think. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully it played all right. Let me know. And we'll see you next time, everyone. I hope you're enjoying my naval escapades, and good luck.